Welcome everybody to our 107th meeting here at Screw Village Hall for Leicester Leaders Speakers. I'd like to give you all a warm welcome, as always, late. I'm kidding, you're not. But I'm your acting sergeant at arms tonight, and I'm just going to give you a few house rules. The first item I'd like to tell you about is the fire exits. They are through this door on your left, down the corridor which you probably came in through, or all the way down the right at the other end. Toilets, again, through these doors, turn right, right at the end, turn left. There's a funny clown mirror and you'll find toilets. And finally, could I please ask everybody to put their phones on silent so nobody gets distracted during their speeches. Without any further ado, I'd like to hand over to our president, Irfan Malik, who will start the show. Thank you, Irfan.
Thank you, Jamie. Now, normally we have probably a little big guitar, but I think the weather scared a few people off. This is a Speak-a-Thon, so for the benefit of our guests, it's a slightly different meeting. It's all prepared speeches. Now, it's customary at the beginning to introduce our guests. We've got two guests today, so we normally ask our guests to stand and talk for 5 minutes. No, that's not 5 minutes. That's what we say. We normally just introduce yourself and tell us what brought you here. Let's start off with Indy. Please stand and introduce yourself.
Hi, okay, so my name is Indy. I've come here just to really improve my communication. I generally tend to find when I speak in front of groups I get nervous and I stumble over words. Today I was giving a talk for business leaders in Nottingham. Just generally about health and workers. Just I need to be a bit more confident when I do things like that.
Okay, you're in the right place. Thank you. You also have Bhavik in the back.
Yes, hi, I'm Bhavik. I'm James' cousin, so I'm from London, just visiting, so this will be probably my only session. But no, I'm just in university, I've graduated, and now I start a graduate job in September.
Well,
Cheers.
it's now time to start the meeting, and it's time to bring on our Timmy, our toastmaster for the evening, and tonight it is Talal. So please help me welcome Talal to the stage. Talal.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our very first Speak-a-Thon of 2019. Tonight, as Irfan pointed out, we're going to have just prepared speeches and an evaluation afterwards. The first thing I want to do, however, is make sure that everyone has a copy of one of these. That is your agenda for the evening, tells you what will happen at what times, etc. And also, I want to make sure that everybody has one of these. This is your voting slip, so this is where you'll be voting for your favorite speaker, your favorite evaluator, etc. throughout the evening. I also want to make a couple of corrections on the agenda before we begin. We have our timekeeper tonight, who's going to be Warren, so you can make that correction on the agenda. On to the back. Also, the interval will not take place at 8:29. The interval will take place after speech number 5. Speaker 1, we have, that's been cancelled. So there will be no speaker 1, sorry, and no evaluator for speaker 1. For speaker 2, the evaluator has changed to Mike. Mike will be evaluating speaker number 2. Evaluator for speaker number 4 is going to be Barbara. Evaluator for speaker number 5 is going to be Irfan. And then at the end, after speaker number 7, we will have a vote for the best speaker. And finally, after evaluator number 7, we'll have the vote for the best evaluator. So, if you can make those corrections. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to bring on the speaker number 1. Speech number 1 is an icebreaker. So the objectives of the speech are to present a structured speech in front of an audience to learn what speaking skills they already have, to learn what speaking skills are to be developed, and the speech will last between 4 to 6 minutes. Usually for icebreakers, we don't clap them off. The etiquette is in Toastmasters that if you go over your time, then you get clapped off. But for icebreakers, we don't. So with that, please help me welcome Scott to the front. Thank you.
Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests. My speech tonight is on fears. We are only born with 2 fears. The fear of falling and the fear of loud noises. So I'd just like a show of hands, please. Can you raise your hands if at this moment in time you have only those 2 fears? Surprise me. Okay, can you raise your hands if at any point during your life you've developed fears other than those 2 fears I mentioned? I thought that would be the case. And can you keep your hand raised if at any point in your life, or currently, one of those fears is public speaking? Okay, you are not alone. In a recent survey of British people, public speaking ranked as the #1 fear amongst people. It actually ranked above the fear of deep water, spiders, heights, confined spaces, needles, and even clouds. So, how do we develop these fears? They are from outward influences that act upon us during our life. And one of the most powerful outward influences is that of social influences. Is the fear of rejection after standing up and delivering a poor public speech. So that's where the fears come from. So,
Where did I develop my fear of public speaking? It's a story going back to a previous role. As a curriculum leader of PE, I was asked to present an assembly to a group of Year 8 students on their option choices, and I was to present to them about how good it would be for them to take GCSE PE. I was given 2 weeks to prepare this PowerPoint. So I thought, right, let's get started nice and early. So got the outline sorted, everything in place, thought, yeah, pretty happy with that. I'll leave it at that now, and I'll just touch it up as we come to just before the event. Unfortunately, a week before the assembly, a member of staff rang in ill. And a quick email got sent around, is everyone okay to present their speech early? I had no choice really, I couldn't say no, so I thought the PowerPoint's generally in place, what could go wrong? All I'll do is I'll look at the PowerPoint on the screen and I'll just speak around the PowerPoint. Unfortunately, when I got down and was stood in front of these Year 8s, I was stood by the IT technician, and the senior leader asked me, would you mind going first? I thought, that's not a problem, I'll go first. So I got up to speak, stood there in front of the PowerPoint, said to the IT technician, where's the PowerPoint? He said, it's up there. Now, I looked up in horror. Most people wouldn't look in horror, but I looked up in horror because actually I'm short-sighted. And I don't wear my glasses to work, I only wear them for driving. So I looked and just saw a blur. And bearing in mind, I hadn't practiced this speech, I hadn't got a clue what was on the PowerPoint, I typed it a week earlier, and all I could see was blurred words, and I look back, and there's 200 Year 8s sitting, staring at me, blankly. Now you might ask why I look in horror at that, because as a teacher generally, you have to capture people's attention. You have to fight for the attention, you have to make sure that people aren't messing around. It's me, I'm the centre of the stage, but no. At this point, I looked at everyone, and they were sitting there waiting for me to speak, and all I had was a blur of words. So, I thought, what's the problem with this? 30 women in my form class, I've hosted plenty of form time discussions. Another 60 I teach PE to. I teach them how to back rounders, and I generally miss the ball every time I demonstrate it. I'm not bothered about that. And another 15 of them were the football team, and I normally give half-time talks to the football team. But all of them sat there, it just panicked me. So what did I do? I just rushed through the speech with phrases like, it's up there, you can all read. I'm not going to talk you through this one. We've played these sports before, we've done all this in here. And after about 2 minutes, I thought, that's it, end of the show, and all I could hear was member of staff saying to another person, is that it? Is he finished? Yes, I had. So, in embarrassment, I had to walk off the stage. Now, what am I doing to address these fears? Since that point, I've decided that I need to address some of these points. So, first of all, I'm calling it the 3 Ps. First of all, I'm looking at preparation. So, yes, a few things did happen in that speech that weren't in my control, so I had to do it early. However, I could have been more prepared. I could have got the PowerPoint done earlier. I could have had a set of notes, just in case it wasn't on the screen. I could also have practiced speech, which I haven't done. Which leads me to the second point, practice. I hadn't practiced public speaking before that point. I was asked to do it, I thought it wouldn't be a problem, but actually when it came to it, I just stood there in fear. And then finally, perseverance. So since that point in time, I've not stood to speak again in public, other than my teaching role. So as part of coming to Leicester Leaders, I want to persevere with the skills, receive the feedback, and progress each week. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, Scott. Can we have 1 minute on the clock, please, for feedback for Scott? One thing I would point out is that on this voting slip, you do not have allocated slot for speaker 1 to 6, so please use the boxes as we go along.
No.